now we finally have to let you know the winning film. We don't have the film director here, but we have the scriptwriter. The film that was voted the most favorite by the students, this was one of the questions in the questionnaires, was the Shun Li and the Poet, Io sono lì, by Andrea Segre. And we are lucky enough to have the scriptwriter here. He's Marco Pettenello, that I'd like to invite on the stage. Marco Pettenello is a very well-known scriptwriter in Italy. He wrote many films. One of them is Zoran e il mio nipote scemo, Zoran, my nephew, the idiot, was a very successful film. And also, I've seen that you work a lot with Carlo Mazzacurati. And you also wrote one of my favorite films, which was La Giusta Distanza, The Right Distance.
Thank you.
So I'm very honored to have you here, and I think you're not too bored after such a long morning.
It's been interesting.
It's been interesting,
yeah.
Okay. And I think that knowing that your film has been the most voted by young audiences, it could be an additional value of the film. And
Yes.
so if you want to say something. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, thank you for inviting me here. Thank you for, above all, thank you for doing all this, which as a European filmmaker, I really appreciate. It's very useful. We try to make films that can have a good relationship with audiences. I mean, this in particular is not a boring or exceedingly brainy film. I mean, anybody can enjoy it. We just sometimes we need somebody who introduces us to audiences. So thank you for that. I mean, in the first, maybe I should say this, in the first, the early drafts of the films, Beppi, I don't know how many of you have seen the film, I hope many have. Beppi, the fisherman, the poet, he used to be Italian rather than Croatian. And he became friends with this Chinese bartender, and we had a simple geometry. He was a local, sensitive guy, and she was a foreigner. So, you know, the narrative geometry was very simple, and usually these are the most effective ones. You look for something simple and effective. Then doing the casting, Andrea found this very good Croatian actor, Rade Serbeja. And he fell in love with the actor and with the possibility that he could, you know, be that character. So we had to confront the idea that Beppi was not Italian anymore. And our simple and, you know, our effective geometry was in danger. So we, especially me as a writer, I was in a crisis for a few weeks. We discussed it, and we came up with this. We said, in the end, we said, he's a foreigner and she's an immigrant, meaning that he came to Italy in a moment years ago when, you know, in your pursuit of happiness, your free will could take you here or there, and there was not a particular judgment involved in it. Whereas she is an immigrant, and as soon as she steps into Europe, she is a problem. She is an issue, an emergency. And so we decided that this could be the relationship between the two, and then the film came. And while we did the film, we were obviously concerned with doing something beautiful and true, rather than expressing our political views, which you should never do, in my opinion, while you do a film. But now that it's done, and it's gained prizes, it's gone well, I like to think that this film may help, even though slightly, to lighten the burden of these people who come here as immigrants, and they are a problem. They have this bad destiny to be considered a problem from the very first moment in which they come. So I'm happy for that. Also, forgive me if I take the opportunity to say that I'm happy that there is a Greek film in the selection, because I think they should remain part of Europe, even though their government may not have the money.
Thank you, Marco. And thank you all. We are not giving you any award now because a proper ceremony will happen in Venice, I think. But symbolically, I'd like you to wear this. Thank you all. It's it's been a long morning, and the food and drinks are available. We will be back next year despite everything. And of course, we need some funding. If you have funding available, we will make a good use of it. Thank you very much. Thanks.
Thank you.